Kate traced the spiraling ammonite tattooed over the pulse point in her wrist and felt her heart fluttering with something like panic. When was the last time she'd cared this much about the outcome of a date? Her ex-fiancé? Surely there had been at least one date in the 8 months between then and now that had made her feel something. There had been that woman several months ago with the Rottweiler who'd been funny and sweet, though that hadn't ended up going anywhere. And then there had been... She searched her memory and came up blank. A nervous laugh slid past her lips, and she clamped them shut before anyone else heard. Too late, she'd remembered the risk of attachment. To want someone was to make oneself vulnerable to loss. Adrenaline twisted her organs in its grip, sending a shockwave from sternum to gut. She'd forgotten what this felt like. How could she have forgotten? How could this twisting, knifing awareness have ever left her memory? Unless it was like childbirth. A pain the mind quietly tucked out of sight so that you dared to let your guard down again. Her heart, which had functioned just fine until this evening, pounded erratically. She didn't want this. She didn't want this at all. Jen stood at the bar, talking to the brewer and a woman with phenomenal hair, the latter of whom irrationally annoyed Kate with her proximity to Jen. Talk about unstable. Kate couldn't tell if Jen was interested in the other woman or just being polite. The woman obviously thought the former. Kate wasn't so sure. Jen had treated all her dates with the same respect and laid-back kindness she'd shown Kate. True, she hadn't held on to any other hands that Kate had seen, but in retrospect, maybe Jen hadn't known how to extricate herself from Kate's grip without hurting her feelings. Awkwardness was far more likely than interest. Their eye contact, though, that had to be real, right? She wasn't imagining the chemistry. She wished Cam had come. She needed someone else's opinion and encouragement, and Stormy was busy. The paper she was supposed to use to indicate which dates she'd want to hear from grew damp beneath her sweating hand. She gave herself a vigorous mental shake. She normally wasn't this insecure, but then again, she hadn't actually wanted anyone in quite some time. Stakes had been low. All she had to do was circle Jen's name. But Jen might not put her down.